Hello folks, Stone Dog here, and we're going to talk a little bit about free will and how much of it you got with God and how much of it you got without God. Now I'm going to use a similar thing to the Vine Rhyme used with me trying to explain free will choice and whatnot, and it's not going to be any better than his drawing. By the way, if you'd like to see what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and go to go to the Vine Rhyme and to find the one that says why God doesn't deserve to be worshipped, part 1. Actually, that'd be to that. And you can look at his illustration. It's basically the same as mine. Kind of rip the page. Basically, you ought to be able to see. Okay, imagine the circle is God, alright? And in this is the beginning of your life. This is the end of your life. And God obviously is supposedly everywhere. He's there before you're born. He's there before you die, or when you die at the same time. And of course, on that timeline, you can make decisions, and those decisions can branch out into new decisions, and so on and so forth, up to the point which you die. And then you have all these branch possibilities you can see right there. Not very well, sorry about that. And basically the thing is yeah, you have choice within the circle of God, but you don't necessarily have that choice outside of God. Say you don't have the choice to start flying. That would be outside God's reach, as you can see that one line, and that would make that an impossible choice. You can't choose to fly because it's not within God. Now, you might be able to say if God wanted, he could encompass that point similarly to this, and then that point would still be part of the choices that God has allowed you to make, but he only allows you to make certain choices, obviously, like I said. Now, a similar thing, almost exactly the same. So you have free will within God's thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Now, take basically the exact same picture. Obviously, this is instead of God this time, it is what you can consider the brain and the decisions capable of being made within that brain. And similarly, within that brain, within the computer, the biological computer of yourself, you can make choices. Either you can choose to love your family, or you can choose not to, and you can choose things. Obviously, this kind of thing, same exact thing as with God. You can make those choices branch out, but they're all still within your biological machine's capabilities to do something. Similarly, like you can't with God choose to fly, you obviously can't do the same thing with your biological machine. It's not capable of making that choice, even if you wished it could. But through evolution, similarly to God doing it, so could evolution. So basically what I've tried to illustrate here in a similar way to how the Vine Rhyme talked about it, I'm trying to say that you can easily have free will either way, whether or not God did it or whether or not we're biological machines. We have almost exactly the same free will. In fact, you just have to say exactly the same free will, because if we are biological machines, then we have as much free will as we have. We can choose things that are within our parameters. Similarly, we have those exact same choices if it's God out there. We obviously can't choose to fly right now. I can't fly up. Even if I wanted to make that choice, I can't actually do it, because either God or my biological machine has not allowed that to be an actual choice that I can make. Anyway, I was trying to show y'all how you actually do have some free will. Whether or not you're a biological machine or a function of a God who has allowed you to have free will. So, you know, that's bound to upset a few of my atheist friends I see on YouTube. I'm always talking about how we probably don't have free will, and of course all you theists out there who say obviously we wouldn't have free will if we're a biological machine. We have no more free will with God any more than He allows us to have free will and choices to make choices of certain kinds any more than we would otherwise. If we were a biological machine, we can make choices within that biological machine. We don't have to choose to love our parents. We decide to choose it because it is one of the possible choices within that machine. Anyway, this has been Stone Dog, and I'd appreciate your comments.